What is up? Welcome into Driving the Nightline. My name is Alan Bell. We've got a fantastic show lined up for you tonight. We got playoff baseball. We got to get down to it. How's everybody doing? Good to see you. Drop in what you like, your picks, thoughts on the games, whether it's baseball, college football tonight. Whichever way you want to go. Melanie said, "What is up, bright orange Alan?" Yep. Hey, big one for the Vols this weekend, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Everybody. Hey, it's great to be a volunteer. I'll tell you that. All right. So let's jump into it. Now, like we said, we've got game 5, Tigers and the Mariners. We've also got a couple college football games tonight. So your options are a little limited, but there's things we could do. Tony, AB, that's a bright jacket. It is a bright jacket. You know what? I like to live a bright life. Let's go. All right, so that made no sense. All right, let's jump into it here. All right, so here are the picks. Mel's, what are you volunteering for? I'm volunteering to try to get us some money tonight. That's what I'm volunteering. All right, Tigers, Mariners over 5.5, minus 115. All right, so again, we played this in the morning show. Look, I'm with it. We have two of the best pitchers on planet freaking Earth, but I'm with it. Tariq Skubal for the Tigers, alpha. George Kirby of the Mariners, alpha. I love it. Ace versus ace, 1 versus 1. Everybody in between. I'm going to play the over 5.5 here. I'm also going to identify and target a dude from each side. Riley Green, over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs at plus 120. Cal Raleigh, over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs, plus 120. Now, Liddy, guys that wear that color around here work on the freeways picking up trash. Look, let me tell you, it's been an ongoing joke. All right. In Tennessee, you get an added bonus of wearing orange, okay? You can go hunting on Friday, you can go to the game on Saturday, and you can go back to county jail on Sunday. Oh, my goodness. Addison, true story, years ago, I went to buy some Tennessee gear online and did not realize Volunteers were their mascot, was completely confused. Not my proudest moment. This is about 22 years ago. Yeah. You're welcome, Texas. You like being a state? Yeah, we volunteered to fight for you. All right, anyways, let's jump into it. So, like I said, those are our 3 picks. Now, you might be thinking on the Tigers side, Kerry Carpenter, because he's got massive numbers against George Kirby, right? But I think Riley Green is the key. Liddy, hope all is safe in Tennessee. Yeah, man. I got your text too. I'll text you after this, but yeah, there was an explosion in Hardin County, and it's not the first time it's happened there. And there are a lot of people unaccounted for right now. So prayers up for them if that's what you get down with. Yeah, they could use it. Tough time right now. I'm sure that you'll see it on the news. Big government operation there. So anyways, yeah. So I think Riley Green is the move. I really do. Like, I think Riley Green is the move. Now, if anybody is a Tigers fan, yeah, munitions plant, 100%. Yeah, they made blasting explosives. Yeah, that's the problem. Now, remember, all right, so this history goes back real quick. You want to remember, all right, the Manhattan Project, the bombs that were dropped, Hiroshima and Nagasaki in World War II? Those came out of Knoxville, Tennessee. Y12. They make explosives. Limestone is everywhere, right? So, yeah, man, prayers up to them for sure. So, all right, Riley Green. I think it's a move. If anybody's a Tigers guy or girl, like, let me know. But to me, Riley Green, it just feels like the play here in terms of hits, runs, and RBIs. Now, Cal Raleigh, with the Mariners side, there's so many other ways you can go to. Right? I mean, if you want to play Julio, do it. I mean, just keep going down the list. Both these teams are going to be this way. But in a game that is over under 5.5, all right, hits, runs, and RBIs could be tough. Now, I'm playing the over. I don't think it's going to be 1-0, you know? Yeah. So anyways, drop in the chat what you have. We got in there. FanDuel has the first half total of North Texas, South Florida at 34.5. You know, I like that. Again, if anybody missed the morning show, Tigers die hard local, and I like to play AB. Green needs to produce here. Has the power to clear it one swing too. I agree. And look, it's hard not to take Kerry Carpenter because, I mean, obviously, not only, you know, his historicals against George Kirby, but I don't know, man. It feels like Riley Green is the guy that is the straw that stirs the drink tonight. You know? Liddy, what's the NHL nugget of the day? Yeah, what we got? Matty boy, just look that explosion up. Wow. Yeah, it's not the first time either. Dangerous, man. Addison Dobes goalie has given up the first goal in 16 of his 18 starts. Damn, that's a stat right there. That is a stat. God, I gotta get a haircut. Yeah, what do we got? Green 1-7 and 2 walks versus Kirby. That's fascinating. Tony, number 1, thanks for the stat. And shout out to Big Vol, by the way. Absolutely crushed it with those hockey picks last night. Great job, buddy. Keep firing them out. Plenty of space for you. Prince, live bet alert, World Cup qualifying. France to score before 40 minutes. Switzerland to score before 60 minutes, both at -130. There we go. Addison, nugget of the day is start studying for tomorrow. Man, you're not lying there. You're not lying there. You know, I'll say this, man. I haven't figured everything out. I am a work in progress as a human being, like all of us are. But that thing about studying for tomorrow, like, life is, dude, I'll say this. I know it's cliche, but life, like success is just a bunch of little things done right. You know? Like I've been working on this grass, and some days better than others. You know what I mean? But like what I've kind of figured out is that dude, it's hard to stop. It's hard to beat somebody that keeps showing up. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when you talk about like that studying for tomorrow, like I swear, man, like the margins in life are found in those little spots where you're like, dude, I don't want to do this. I'm exhausted or whatever. That's it. I love LA. That's a good Machiavelli song. Addison, I just spent there 16 times. Yeah, I know what you meant. But yeah, no doubt, man. Like, but that goes into it. That's why we do what we do on the show. You know, it was actually try to keep it simple and just attack. But focus. So what you're saying, like, yeah, I know, like that's the funny part, but like what you're saying is 100% right. And it goes right into it, man. You know, and the teamwork too. Like, let me say this, man, dude, I'll tell you this. You guys want to hear a story? Let's have some fun. Let's story time. Somebody asked me, and by the way, I highly encourage these questions to come in. Somebody asked me a question this week, and it said, AB, why are there big cats and there are no big dogs? And I laughed first because it's a funny question. I didn't expect it. But I sat and I thought about it. And we don't have big dogs. And the reason that we don't have big dogs is because they don't need to be big dogs. They've got teamwork. You know what I mean? You know how a wolf beats you? Like if you're the prey and they're the predator? Wolves, they will just outlast your ass. You gonna be on the run for about 38 miles, and we got 5 of us. Timberwolf is big enough. Yeah, now that part is also true, right? But wolves work in teams, Haas. Let me say, there is no reason that ants should have survived for 10 million years. And not only they survived, they thrive because of teamwork, man. Right? They're little tanks for sure, but it's teamwork. Now with big cats, with a tiger, the tiger evolved to be a big cat because it became, the apex, and it picked up on all of the adaptations that it needed. A tiger just overwhelms, stalks, hunts solo, and overwhelms your ass. Right? But wolves work in a team, bro. Now, the tiger's very efficient too. Humans are the best at violence because we are the best at organizing for war. 100%. There's nothing on planet Earth that can beat teamwork and communication. Nothing. Right? Yeah, like ants should not have survive, and they thrive. Teamwork, bro. That guy Scooball under 20 and a half outs at minus 108. I know he's amazing, but that's a lot. Look, man, I don't disagree with this. Again, and I like Scooball and I like Kirby. I think both of them could fall in the same trap, man. You get a couple different options when you get ace versus ace. And a lot of times you get ace versus ace. But go back to college baseball. We bet Friday overs, right? Like we weren't afraid to do that because sometimes, man, especially when it's this, like there's no tomorrow. There's no tomorrow. So here's the other part. If you have whichever side that let's just assume you're a manager, right? Tiger side or Mariner side. There's no tomorrow. So if Scooball or Kirby just happen to not start well, they might get pulled. Now, it's going to take a lot to do that. But again, that is the added advantage and key aspect of scoring early is that you put these teams in positions to where they have to make decisions. There's no tomorrow. So you can't these managers are going to have a quick leash. Now, again, Scooball's earned himself like a spot to where he can work out of stuff. But I'll give you another thing. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe the Tigers have lost 4 of his last 5 starts. Now, he's amazing, but yeah. Sims, quick hook. It could happen. I'm telling you, man, if one team gets a bunch of runners on early, watch. Because you're thinking, dude, this is it. I am eating, my last meal, and the electric chair is right over there. I'm looking at it. So you start making quick ass decisions. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we'll see, man. But I don't hate that play, while also giving the proper respect, for the beast that he is. You know what I'm saying? GQ, what's good? Hey, Beat Man, what's good, man? You doing all right? It's good to see you. How's your Friday going? TJ, I also think Scooball's worst number against the team in LBB is Seattle. Yeah, it is. I believe that you're right. Now, Scooball could go out and throw a perfect game. That's the concern. He's that good. But, yeah. And George Kirby can do the same thing. It's going to be one hell of an elimination baseball game. Most that's actually why I bet Scooball and Tigers today. How much longer can Scooball receive no run support with a good offense behind him? Yeah. Addison. And that first goal Dobes conceded was the only goal for Detroit last night. Such an odd stat because he's a good goalie. Just has to see one go in first, I guess. Yeah, isn't that fascinating? I mean, that's funny in sports. Like, we've seen some teams that are really good, like football, really good at like scoring early. Other teams just don't. And it's like you just gotta have to wake them up. It's like, oh, okay, I got it. AB, can we look up via email or video chat? Yep. I'll shoot you an email. Oh, yeah, as Paul Skeens. Yeah. The Pirates. All right, let me get the picks back up again. We don't have a ton here, but simplicity is the key. Tigers, Mariners over 5.5. Riley Green over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. And Cal Raleigh over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs as well. All right, that's all I got. All right, I'm not going to keep you. It's Friday. We've gone 20 minutes or so. We'll be live tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern, normal time. Sorry, I had to take a drink. Sweet tea. Anybody like sweet tea? I think my blood might be part sweet tea. All right, anyways, okay, that's enough. That's been sweet tea talk. All right, everybody, have a wonderful, wonderful Friday. You absolutely deserve it. And, man, let's cash these bets. It's going to be one heck of a baseball game tonight, plus college football as well. And, I mean, we got plenty coming tomorrow and Sunday. Hawk said it. Look, go Imps. There you go, baby. Addison, you can't wear that jacket and not like sweet tea. That's the truth. Now, you know what this jacket did smart as well is Nike's good about the interior pockets. I love like little interior pockets. Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you right there. Yeah. Hey, I was born in Texas. All right. Tarrant County. I love the state of Texas, man. And you're 100% right on that. Fort Worth, Texas. Stand up, babe. Let's go. That guy, Tam. Fresno money line in Washington. Alternate team total 30.5 minus 108. Good luck, fellas. There we go. I like that. Fresno State money line and Washington alternate team total for 30.5 minus 108. I like that a lot. Addison, check out Duluth Trading's jacket. So many pockets where pockets have never been before. I love it. Hey, I've got a bag, like a travel bag from Duluth Trading. I got it as a gift. Unbelievably nice. It was a Christmas gift one year, and my goodness, man, like I had never really like shopped at that store, and their stuff is solid, man. It's really like heavy, durable, man. A lot of respect to the trading. They make good stuff. Yep, Dallas Fort Worth, baby, yes sir. Tarrant County, let's go. Robot Glock, what a name. Florida football versus Texas football tonight. South Florida versus the Denton team. Yeah, we do. You're right. Hey, and I'm telling you, that's going to be one hell of a game tonight, man. North Texas is no joke, and neither South Florida. We were talking about this morning. So the head coach of South Florida, a guy named Alex Golish, this guy came with Josh Heupel, right? Josh Heupel being at Tennessee, and Alex Golish was the OC. And I thoroughly enjoy this guy. He is a brilliant offensive mind. He's a great head coach, which again is not easy to do. Being, you could be the most brilliant offensive guy on planet Earth. Being a head coach is a completely different job. And he adapted that well. South Florida ranked 24th in the country. This could be a heck of a game tonight. It might not look it on paper, it doesn't say Georgia versus Oregon, but it's going to be a good game tonight, man. These two teams are for real. And watch out for Alex Golish, man. That's a guy who bull in the ring. You know what I mean? Like his name is going to be out there, for big time head coaching jobs. He pulls off a win in something like this tonight. You go help yourself even more. And let me say, South Florida, great job. You check your bank account. There's a difference between being the coach at South Florida and being the coach at Florida. You living a good life. You know what I mean? You make it 5 times more and you don't pay for anything anymore. But it's going to be a good football game tonight, man. I'm telling you. North Texas and South Florida. Yeah, Robot Glock, which again is an unbelievable name. I love it. Tony, Grandma used to make what I call chewable tea. Yeah. You got the sediment in there. I know what you mean. It's just Viper. Favorite MLB player prop. I think it's Cal Raleigh. Honestly, I know that it's basic pumpkin spice, vanilla, whatever. But I think the Cal Raleigh knows. It's go time. And we got a really good team. Daddy's got to lead it. You know what I mean? And I think that he relishes that. I really like Riley Green over what I've hits, runs, and RBIs. Yeah, hits, runs, and RBIs also is a dangerous bet in a game that might not have a lot of runs. But it does provide you protection too. Playing for example, you could bet Cal Raleigh, 1 hit or 2 total bases or something, and he walks 3 times, right? And theoretically, you made a good bet, but circumstantially, the game took you out of the game. But with hits, runs, and RBIs, it gives you a little leeway, right? Hits can get you there, runs can get you there, RBIs can get you there. So you can hit, 2 sack flies. You're doing your job and you can get there, So, yeah, man, playoffs, I like these style of bets. Again, I'd rather need 1 than need 2, but yeah. I prefer burnt orange. At Texas, burnt orange looks good. Like Texas has a classic uniform. I can't tell. Like I like Texas's all whites. Like their football. Like don't get me wrong. I mean, the orange and white Texas is legend, right? But I think I like Texas's all whites. It's kind of stormtrooper. Tennessee has they kind of look similar. Like you have kind of a stormtrooper look, It's just Viper. I got Kerry going yard. Yeah, Kerry Carpenter, like for real. I mean, this dude's got 5 bombs. Historically, right? Oh, Sean was going Hokies. Virginia Tech, boy. Dude. I watched that video of Metallica playing at Virginia Tech. How badass was that? That was awesome. TJ, I like Carpenter after those numbers about just hitting bombs this morning. Yeah, I mean, he's faced George Kirby 5 times, and he's got 5 bombs. Yeah. Maddie, afternoon gang, afternoon big dog. Was good. Was good. What else? Oh yeah. All right, that's it. All right, we'll get out of here. All right, everybody. Maddie, those Army all-white unis are fire. They are fire. They are. Like, I love when Army and Navy and Air Force, when they have like the throwback historical uniform game every year. It's awesome. I love that stuff. Do I like JP Crawford for a hit? Yeah, like I think that there's gonna be action in this game. Now, tempering it, right? Like I don't think it's gonna be a Yankees Blue Jays 19 runs, but these teams know each other and they're gonna be cutting because striking out in a game like this, man, it leaves a bad taste in your mouth for 6 months. You might strike out, but at least go down cutting. But God, these pitchers are good. TJ, it's Canada Thanksgiving this weekend. So any Canadians in here, happy Thanksgiving and go Blue Jays go. Dude, okay. So, all right, TJ, I got a question. I just heard about this mall that's been in Canada, like I guess for a long while. That's like bigger than the Mall of America. Was it in Edmonton or Calgary? Help me out here. There's some massive mall. I saw some documentary about like why malls close, and they were talking about one that's been thriving. I cannot remember the name of it, but I think it's by the same people that did the mall, that own the Mall of America. And happy Thanksgiving to everybody in Canada. Absolutely. Go Blue Jays, go. My boy. Thank you. Thank all of you. Yeah, what was that mall? Oh, and they were talking about it. And, you know, I never really like put it together about like if you've got a standard mall that's in your town, and let's just say it's in, you know, I don't know, just a square shape, whatever. But like those anchor stores, you know, the big department stores, like those drove a lot of traffic and a lot of money that not only paid, you know, bills and revenue for a lot of the other stores, right? But when those department stores started to go out, that's when it started to die. And it makes complete sense. And I never like thought about it that way. But yeah, they were talking about like malls that are like thriving and doing well. It was fascinating. The Upper Canadian Mall in Edmonton, if it's still, yeah, Edmonton. Okay, yeah, has a roller coaster. Yeah, so like it apparently it's massive. I never knew about it, which is me showing my ignorance, right? The non-traveled American, right? But yeah. The mall in my city has maybe 3 active stores. Damn, ghost town. Yeah, bro, Nashville's similar. So Nashville used to have Rivergate Mall, Hickory Hollow Mall, Cool Springs Galleria. Those are like the 3 malls, okay? And Rivergate, still there somewhat, but yeah, it's like that. Hickory Hollow is completely gone. Cool Springs Galleria is there, but it's whatever. But Nashville, if anybody remembers, used to have a theme park called Opryland. Okay, look it up. Google Opryland. It was awesome. But the people that owned it got ahead of it and said, we're going to close down the theme park and we're going to open an outlet mall, a massive outlet mall. And I think there's one in Katy, Texas as well. It's like called Katy Mills. All right. And this one is called Opry Mills. And it's huge. And it is packed. It defies all mall logic. Look it up. Opry Mills. Now, it's not the size. I'm not saying like it's not one of those type of malls. But it's fascinating how some completely die. And the world's biggest igloo. Does it get real cold in Edmonton? Like, what are the cold places in Canada? Calgary, right? I mean, I get, you know, everywhere's cold. Stevie, any early thoughts on NBA? Any futures? Warriors picking up Al Horford is underrated. Ant Edwards. You know, I feel you on Edwards, MVP. And you know what? We need great questions. And we need to talk about this. Let's do this next week. I agree. And let's dive into it. And I agree with you on Al Horford being underrated, especially for that team, because that coaching staff knows how to use guys like him. That's an excellent pickup. I agree with you. So give me a minute. Like, let me get adjusted to it. And let's do that next week. But Edwards, I mean, dude's a monster. That dude's a monster for sure. Yeah, is it Canada cold all over? Or is Vancouver more mild temperate? Yeah, it's a good question. I don't know. Like Vancouver, I guess, like it seems just so similar to Seattle, right? Very beautiful. I've never been there. I'm just going off of like what I've seen. And it seems like That whole area is lush and green and nice, and very expensive. Not cheap. Would you go Spencer Torkelson, 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs? Yeah. Now, here's the deal with this. So, and again, great question. Because when we have a game that's going to be low scoring, or what we think probably likely will be low scoring, is we have to pick our spots. And because we're just not going to get all that many metrics, or what likely probably think, right? And again, I'm not saying anything that you don't know. Like, you're saying that, we're all on the same level, right? You're saying the same thing. But yeah, like I like Torkelson. I like Green. I like Carpenter. McKinstry. Look, at some point needs to go off. But it kind of like the Eagles, what we were talking about last night, is that we have to find our one, maybe two. And I say this exact same thing on the Mariners side. Like, we don't even talk about Eugenio Suarez, right? Like, it's like the Dodgers, So, yeah, I like it. It's just, replacing one with the other. Like, I wouldn't go quantity. I'd go quality. Yeah. Sorry. I meant make sure I say that right. Yeah. And again, you're saying the same thing. You know what I mean? It's a great question. And as for Spencer specifically, yeah. Like, another thing, like, these are games where you want to be remembered in a city. You can accomplish that. People tend to remember people that step up in big ass games, right? That's what I love about game 5s, game 7s. You can become a hero. You can also have playing yourself 6 months of misery. Oh my God, the risk reward. Robot Glock, again, a great name. Looks bleak for the next 5 to 10 years with Luka, Wemby, Jokic, Giannis. Man, I'm so fascinated with Wemby. That dude is nuts. Like, it's amazing the athletic, the athleticism and coordination that he has at his size, as he's, putting on weight with it as well. That dude's a freak, man. TJ, Thunder Bay and Winnipeg are so cold in the winter. Are they? Yeah. I mean, Thunder Bay. That's a great name. Do they make clothes? Like Eddie Bauer? Remember Eddie Bauer? Like, Thunder Bay. That's a great marketing clothing name. Vancouver is beautiful. Yeah, I've never been, but I mean, I don't know if I've ever even seen a bad picture of Vancouver. And like, the trees are like 400 feet tall, between there and like Northern California and Oregon. It's crazy. Like, that soil is fertile. Yeah. Pacific Northwest, best part of the country. I mean, it seems like pretty damn good place to live. Whether I like that kind of. I like a little more rain, a little more moisture in the air. Like, that's right up my alley. Right up it. Don't be wrong. I like living in Tennessee. Tennessee's cool. Tennessee's beautiful. But it can get a little droughty around here, Yeah. Droughty. Next time I'm on, I'll answer all. Yeah. So, look, we need a Canadian correspondent. Oh, my goodness. Most, look at current Yanks manager. Spurs dynasty about to be insane, boy. Tennessee too damn hot from June to September, 100%. Like that's correct. It just wears on you, man. And it's funny. Like if you look at rainfall in the state of Tennessee, it actually will put up numbers similar to what you would have in Pacific Northwest areas. But it's deceiving because what you get is an unbelievable torrential tornado thunderstorm that lasts for 3 days, and then nothing for a month, But you got so much rain at like that one time that doesn't really do you any good, Yeah. Robert Weed isn't hard enough. People making anything sad. Psychedelics. Best part of visiting Tennessee is everybody down there watches Paul Feinbaum. Feinbaum definitely cleared himself that spot of like being like the SEC like guy, I mean, when you had Auburn fans calling in saying, or I'm sorry, an Alabama fan calling in saying that he poisoned the trees at Auburn live and did it. The look on Feinbaum's, and trust me, Feinbaum has heard some things, okay? But even his face was like, you did what? Go back and look at that clip. It's even Feinbaum was like, please don't let this be real. But also, if this is real, this is going to be a felony. And it was. Oh, my goodness. That's so true. Parker, correction. AB, you don't need a Canadian correspondent. You have one. It's me. There we go. Oh, my goodness. Fine, Bob. You remember when Tennessee fans thought they were going to get John Gruden, and then they hired what was his name? Greg Schiano, and then the fan base said, "No, you didn't." Feinbaum was on. Feinbaum went to Tennessee. Did you know that? Feinbaum went to Tennessee. He knows he's got the SEC on lock. He's had it forever. He was smart. Oh man. There have been some phone calls on that show. Dude. You know what we need to set up? Look, if anybody needs to go, I totally get it. I'm just going to keep going because I just like hanging out. You know what we need to set up in betting? We need to bring back the territory system in wrestling. All right? This is what I'm talking about. So we need shows or people in regions across the country, across North America. I mean, let's be like across North America, right? And we need a little bit of there's got to be a little bit of a rivalry, but again, it's not. It's all in fun. Does that make sense? If anybody knows what I'm talking about from 70s and 80s wrestling, they had a territory system and it was brilliant. Because you got let's say, okay. Absolute. Let's say Memphis, your territory, your wrestling territory is Memphis. So everybody that's there, that lives there, you've got your core, your key guys, right? Jackie Fargo, Jerry Lawler, right? But then, anything can get stale if you see the same thing. So then you could bring in people from other territories. And I want to do that to where we set up a regional network. And again, it comes off as it would be like rivalry adversarial. That's not it at all. it's actually fun because there'll be times you're like, well, Matt Peralt is up there. Like, let's just get him in and talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the next step. Honestly, don't tell anybody. But what I want to do is I want to bring this, because here's the problem. And this is with the sports books too. No one knows what to do with the sports betting space. It's a $4 billion, it's an $8 billion actual industry, maybe more than that. But nobody knows what to do with it. And the key is organization. And I want to be that organization that does it. I really, truly, truly think, I know this sounds dumb, but I really, truly think that this is the answer. And I'm going to start it by just picking up. Want one in the Northeast, want one in the Pacific Northwest, give me one in the North Midwest, Canada, Southwest, California, Florida. You know what I'm saying? Texas. Like, let's start picking off these regions. All right. And again, I don't mean in a negative sense. I mean it as I'd like to have someone, if we're looking at a Monday night game in the Northeast, I want somebody boots on the ground. Now, we can sit here and break it down better than with anybody. However, with a territory system like that, there's a lot of advantages for all people involved. Tony, championship wrestling for Florida with Gordon Soley. Yep. Dusty Rhodes, baby. Harley Race threatened to kill Hogan for wrestling in his territory. Harley's a god in these parts. Yes, sir, he is. Harley told Vince McMahon, too. Had enough of your ass. Harley Race, baby. He don't play around. And then Vince, that dog, decided he gives a shit about territories. What are they talking about that? Yeah. Oh, yeah. He just started picking people out. AWA. Vince just said, all right, Vern Gagne. I'm just taking it off. So yeah, that's the thought process. Now, nobody's ever done this before. And we're talking about kind of a large move, but I think that we could pull it off. And I think that it's beneficial. And again, people will look at it and think that it's adversarial. And that's not it at all. Yeah. So, but first we had to get, our home territory set up, and we've done that. And that's obviously thank you to you all. But that's the next thing. Now, there are other things too that I want to start adding in here. And we will, but it's only so much time. But yeah, like that's the next thing. You're going to start seeing this. And I kind of went after this like 8 months ago, and I paused on it because there was just a lot of work we needed to do. But I'm telling you, I think that it's the answer. And I think it's going to provide an open, it's going to give power to the market, to the people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying this is like a virtue signal. I'm not doing that. But I think that there are so many shows and all this kind of stuff, but I think that a lot of people do a good job, and I think that they need someone to organize up top and start this. I think we can do that. I think we can take this thing over. I'm not kidding. It's not going to take a lot because nobody's tried it. I like that we're sitting over here planning an attack. That's the new key. The first 49 minutes of every Driving the Line is standard sports betting talk until people leave. And then we get down to the real plan. They were doing what? What do you mean I should have stayed after the credits? Yeah, but like I think that the sports betting industry, because there's a lot of knowledge to pick up, man. You know? You gotta have that Mid-South grit. Oh my God. I'm telling you, like I think there's something here. Also, I'm gonna be on radio at 3:30 Central in Memphis. Sports 56. So if anybody wants to listen, I'll retweet it. No, but I really think that at a time where things aren't genuine, right? Like you see on YouTube a bunch of a bunch of AI videos, AI slop. I think like, look, don't be wrong. AI is going to be, it already is a massive, presence in the marketplace, but there's going to be a lot of positives with it, but there's also going to be negatives. And I think that being genuine and I think that being connected is what is going to work, because everyone is going to focus on AI, automation, no human beings, right? And some people are going to succeed with it, but a lot, there will be. A lot of people are going to screw up with it. And I think that there's going to, I don't know how positive AI is going to be taken in the marketplace. I think there's going to be a negative taste with it for a while. So while everyone is zigging towards that, I want to zag. I want to go the complete opposite route. Now, we don't use any AI here to begin with, but I'm not anti like automation processes. Trust me, I am very much not. But I've just got a feeling. I've got a feeling that a lot of people are going to lean into it, and it's not going to go well for them. And I want to go the opposite route. The more people lean, the more people lean into not genuine, I want to go the other way. We might be the only ones, but I don't mind. I think there's gonna be a massive value in that. Now again, I'm not anti artificial intelligence. I am not, but I am about using the tool correctly. And I don't know if we're there yet, but I think there's going to be a lot of people that throw a bunch of crap at the wall. And I think that the faster that we can organize, right? Like we don't have to have everybody. We just have to have the right ones that understand what we're wanting to do. And if we can get the right ones, like to have, and what I'm talking about is not just the show, right? But the full level of like the Discord that we have now, not including other people's shows, like dumping them into our Discord. Not looking to do that right now. Anybody wants to come along, join the crew, come on, obviously, right? But, and the same thing for them. But having the access, you know what I mean? And the same thing of, somebody in our crew that's an Auburn fan, somebody that's a Mariners fan, right? Like whatever, a Bulls fan, like anything. People reach out to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and number one, the communication and the access, I think, is going to, it'll be beneficial. We'll figure out how to make it beneficial. But number two, also, I understand that there's a lot of people that, creating their own brands, even in the same space. And let me say, like, come on. Like, do not be afraid to use that to build yourself too. You know what I mean? So it's going to raise everybody up. And again, it's, it's just us talking, but there's something about having access, quick access, but genuine, real. And I don't have it fully fleshed out, but there's something there. And the territory system is just great anyway. You know? So we'll figure it out. But like, as I knock my microphone off. No, man. And if anybody has any thoughts, like, drop them. You know, like we're all a team together. You know. So yeah. All right, let me get the picks one more time, then we'll jump out of here because we have gone for an hour. All right, Tigers Mariners over 5.5. Riley Green over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs plus 120. Cal Raleigh over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs plus 120. Okay, all right. We'll get out of here for real. Everybody have a wonderful Friday. We'll be live tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Eastern. But till then, everybody, best of luck. Cash these tickets. We'll see you in the morning. Peace. Who's got it better than us?